At the dawn of the 20th century, flying was nothing more than a dream, a fantasy that lived in stories and myths. People had always watched birds in the sky and wondered, could humans ever do the same? Many tried, and many failed. Machines crashed, wings broke, and the dream of flight seemed cursed to stay on the ground forever. But in a small bicycle shop in Dayton, Ohio, two brothers were quietly building something that would change the world. Their names were Orville and Wilbur Wright. They were not scientists. They didn't have college degrees or government funding. What they had was curiosity and a stubborn belief that flight was possible. Every evening, after repairing bicycles, they would sit together, surrounded by metal, wood, and gears, sketching strange designs that looked more like kites than airplanes. People laughed at them. But the Wright brothers were used to that. They knew every great idea begins with disbelief. Wilbur was the thinker, quiet, serious, and deeply analytical. Orville was more daring, full of energy and experiments. Together, they formed a perfect team. They studied birds for hours, watching how wings curved in the air. They built wind tunnels to test their ideas. And with every failure, they learned something new. They didn't just dream about flight. They built it, one mistake at a time. In 1903, they traveled to a windy stretch of sand called Kitty Hawk in North Carolina. There, the wind was strong enough to lift their fragile creation, a wooden frame covered in cloth, powered by a small homemade engine. They called it the Wright Flyer. On December 17, 1903, the world changed forever. Orville Wright climbed aboard the machine, lying flat on his stomach. Wilbur steadied the wings. The engine roared to life, and the flyer lifted off the ground for just 12 seconds. It was a short flight, but it was enough. Humanity had left the Earth. In that moment, the impossible became possible. The brothers jumped and shouted in the cold wind that they had done what no one else had ever done. 4 flights followed that day, the longest lasting nearly a minute. From those 12 seconds, an entire century of progress was born. From propellers to jets, from sky travel to space exploration. Yet, in their time, few believed how monumental their achievement was. Newspapers barely noticed, but the Wright brothers didn't care about fame. They continued improving their designs, turning fragile gliders into real, controllably airplanes. Within a few years, the world finally caught up, and soon, the skies were filled with machines inspired by two brothers who refused to give up. Their story is more than a tale of invention. It's a lesson in persistence. The Wright brothers showed that greatness doesn't come from wealth or status. It comes from belief, hard work, and an unshakable desire to turn dreams into reality. They didn't just build the first airplane, they gave humanity its wings. And so, every time we look at a plane soaring high above the clouds, we are seeing the legacy of two dreamers from Dayton. Men who looked at the sky and said, "We can do this." From their bicycle shop to the skies above, they taught the world how to fly. This is time storytelling, where history comes alive. If you enjoyed this journey through time, please subscribe for more untold stories and hidden truths from the past.